going on, everyone? Sean with Triangle of Truth here, and I am here this week to talk to you guys about a book that I, along with everyone here at Triangle of Truth, have been extremely excited to talk to you guys about ever since the concept of it was announced, like early this year, maybe late last year, ever since we got to read the Ashcan earlier this year. It's been a book that's been so highly anticipated. The excitement's been building. Like, I'm literally sitting here shaking with excitement just to talk to you guys about it. And I'm talking about Good Boy Number 1, written by the amazing Garrett Gunn and Dr. Christy Blanche. Art and design are by Kit Wallace, and letters by Dave Lentz. The book is going to be published by SourcePoint Press, so be sure to get down to your local comic shop. Pre-order this series. I believe this first volume is going to be 3 issues, and if this first one is any indication of what you're going to get, holy shit. Nothing but good things to say about this. The only negative is that the books have to end. That's literally the only bad thing I can say. Literally, from the moment that I opened and read just the first 2 pages that are right there in front of you, it's a world that will immediately draw you in, and it will not let you go until you get to the end of said issue. It's that good. For anybody who's wondering, the short concept is, think of it a little bit like John Wick, except that this time around the human gets killed, and it's the dog out for revenge. In this world, dogs and humans are equals. They are the same. You have dogs that are on their hind legs. They can speak, do everything that a normal human can. And to be honest, that's actually what makes this very cool. The main character is Flint Sparks, who, as the book starts out, you are standing over a grave, and he's saying goodbye to his human, John. And, you know, of course, this is a it's a sad, heavy moment that, like I said, it's what brings you in, because in doing this, he's saying his goodbyes, but he is telling John he's going to make these people pay, and he is going to make them pay in the most violent, gross way that you can imagine in your mind. And off to the side of all this, you see one of the henchmen for whomever orchestrated everything calling the boss and saying, "I think he's on to us." When he asks why, he tells him because he's calm, he's collected, he's saying goodbye. Well, the boss says, "Well, then take care of it." He goes, "It'll be my fucking pleasure." I was like, when I saw that, I was like, okay, that's going to be the tone of this book. And like I said, fast forward, Flint is now back at home. He's giving you the backstory about him and John. They are, as you can imagine, they were assassins in a very secret society who got out because of John's wife, I believe she was, Tiffany, and she was the reason that they got out of the life and wanted to retire, until she was apparently hit by a drunk driver and died. Well, the way they coped with this, especially John, was they went back and buried themselves in their work. And they show you a flashback of the night that John was, beat up. People came in, beat him up, killed him. You see Flint trying to protect him. They knock him out. And so here we are with this story. And Flint is going around the house. You see a secret room that is below his doghouse out in the yard, which I thought was a pretty cool concept. It's like, here he is. He does have this doghouse out in the yard, but at the same time, this is where the secrets are. And I thought that was really cool that they used that to show the importance of Flint in this world, even while John was still alive. So he's, of course, down in this room. He's getting guns galore, the grenades, knives, you name it. Comes back in the house, of course. Then he gets his coin currency so that he can start calling in favors. That's what these coins are called. That's kind of their way of doing currency, so to speak. So when you present one of these, you're getting a favor paid back to you that is owed. And so John sets off down the road in this really badass truck. I'm pointing that out because of the fact that I'm a car guy, so I thought that was kind of cool that they do this. It was a truck left to John by his father. And fast forward a couple pages, Flint has to stop at a gas station. And comes up, this nice little country blonde girl's at the front. She's like, yeah, how you doing? Welcome to the country market. Flint's like, do you have a restroom? She's like, yeah, it's in the back, blah, 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 make a left. So Flint goes in, does what he needs to do, comes back out. He's going to buy a drink and something, hit the road. Well, the dude at the register is a little suspicious. We'll just say that right off the bat. Flint knows this. Asks him a question. He's like, hey, where's the girl that greeted me out front? I had a question to ask her. And he goes, oh, well, she had to leave to take care of something. I was not expecting what came next, but Flint just goes, oh, boom! And it's the most awesome panel of a dude who just had a bullet go through his head and his head's just exploded. If you were in... And I love this kind of stuff in comics and in movies. So for me, I just was like, oh my God. As I read that, I was like, holy crap. So that's where we're going. So he does this, and no sooner is you hear something in the back, and then boom, he just smacked across the face by another dog, who we learn his name is Jake, who's also associated with the guy that he just blew the head off of. And now we got this epic back and forth fight going between the two, and just some heavy words being thrown at Flint. Basically, Jake, talks to him. He goes, so tell us what it's like to tie yourself down to a human, blah, blah, blah. How's that working out for you? And every time he says these, it fires Flint up, and, it's just, he hits back, and you just see these big panels where it just, just like you've seen in movies, and he's hitting him heavy, but at the same time, Flint's so emotional that he's getting his ass kicked a little bit. Finally kind of ends up on the ground. The dude's standing over and he goes, say hi to John for me. Flint happens to have a broken piece of a glass bottle, which I'm assuming is from, something that they knocked down while they've been fighting, and he goes, you say it to him first, and one of the cool things that they do in this book is they give you words that kind of talk about maybe the noise or the action that's being done. So you hear just stab, 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 and boom, and he says, you tell him first. Boom. And that's the end of the fight. And I mean, it is bloody, it is awesome, and amazing. It just a nice bit of action in this book after a very, heavy beginning. It's one of those that gets your blood pumping and you're ready. And of course, Flint, then he's basically ready to go down the road, and he leaves. And the book kind of ends in a nice, funny way where the cops are there. They're talking to the girl because she was actually in the background of the fight. She was tied up, mouth kind of covered and whatnot, hands tied. And the cop's like, so a dog came in, shot up a guy, killed him, and left. And the girl kind of does a little bit of a fourth wall break, which I love it when people do something like this, or they kind of, make light of the world that they're in. And she goes, you do know that anthropomorphic characters exist in this world, in this literary world. And I thought that was a brilliant touch put in there personally, because I love it when you can do something like that and make a little light of the fact that, yes, you are reading a book, you are in the middle of a story and this and that, and you can have fun with it. That is the biggest thing with this book. Yes, there's action. Yes, there is heavy, sad emotions. There's also a lot of humor. And I love that. I love being able to turn the page and not know if I'm going to be almost in tears, or if I'm going to be on the edge of my seat, or if I'm going to be dying in laughter. And I literally got to do all of that with this book. And I can't say that about a lot of stuff that I've read. You pretty much get into a tone, and it's kind of one or the other, or you might get a combination of two. Usually heavy drama and a little bit of gore is kind of in there. but very rarely do I get the humor factor. So the team overall of creators have done a great job of giving you something. If you are more of a humor fan, there's humor in there. If you like your action, there's that in spades. And of course, if you like a good story like we all do, that's why we read. I mean, it's going to be hard pressed for me to find something that I might enjoy reading more. This is one of those, it's one of the best stories I've ever read, period. But definitely for 2021, this is probably, for me at least, the best. And I'm not just saying that, I mean it. I am 100% ready for issues 2 and 3 when they do come out. And trust me when I say, I am rarely ever do reviews issue by issue. This is going to be a series that as it comes out, I am going to talk to you about every issue. I am that excited to talk to you about it. I cannot hold my excitement. It's just, you know, yeah. One of the, I'm so excited that I don't have the words to give you right now. But definitely, like I said, you need to get down to your local comic shop, check it out. I think you'll love it. I really do. So that is pretty much all I can tell you because, like I said, it's just good. Read it, love it, buy it, whatever you need to do. I mean, and definitely let SourcePoint and the team know they are super cool people. And they definitely would love to hear your feedback on it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as all of us here at the Triangle of Truth have. You know, and when you do get a chance to read it, please let us know in the comments. Let us know what you thought of it. What were your takeaways from it? What are you most excited to see in the issues to come? I know I personally am ready to see where the story goes, who some of the newer characters might be, who the big bad is that is behind everything that happened. You know, not to mention more of the action, more of the fights. What kind of humor are they going to stir into this? I mean, I can't wait for it. Hopefully, I get a chance to read issue 2 soon so that I can talk to you guys about it as quick as possible. As always, everybody, please stay safe, stay healthy, support your local comic shops, and I'll see you guys next time. Later, everyone.